Hey everyone, welcome back to ChaatNChat. My name is Josh.
My name is Miguel.
And we are watching Drishyam 2. This is part 3, so if you haven't watched part 1 or part 2, then you can go check them out. I put their links in the description below this video, and then after watching those, you can join us back here. And as a reminder, after the movie, we give our thoughts, opinions, and ratings, so if you're interested in that, then be sure to join us at the end of the video. And then, share your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. और अगर अब तक नहीं किया, सब्सक्राइब कीजिए, शेयर कीजिए और लाइक बटन पर थप्पड़ मारो।
मेरा नाम विजय सलगांवकर है। ये मेरा कन्फेशन है। 2 अक्टूबर 2014 नंदिनी बच्चों के साथ बाहर गई हुई थी। मैं देर रात तक ऑफिस में बैठकर शराब पी रहा था। जब मैं घर लौटा तो देखा कि कोई चोरी छुपे घर में घुसने की कोशिश।
He's making it up. He's making up a story that she's.
पास ही एक सरिया पड़ा था। मैंने सरिया उसकी पीठ पे मारा, लेकिन वो झुक गया। संडे रात को जब घर वाले सो गए, उसके बाद मैंने लाश को पुलिस स्टेशन में दफना दिया।
I mean, it's keeping his family out of it.
एक दिन का सवाल है। जुडिशियल कस्टडी हमको कल मिल जाएगी, ओके?
सामने जो वीडियो बनाया था उसका जिक्र इस केस में ना हो तो बेहतर है।
विजय खुद इस बात को छुपा है। वो नहीं चाहेगा कि उसकी बेटी के बारे में ऐसी बातें करे।
Please don't let the world know how terrible my son actually was.
वो जा रहे हैं ना जी। क्या जरूरी है कि उसका सारा परिवार जेल जाए? उस लड़की को एपिलेप्सी है।
वो लड़की ही थी।
You just don't. You are in denial.
अगर हर इंसान तुम्हारी तरह सोचता ना, तो ये दुनिया बहुत अलग होती। लेकिन अफसोस ऐसा है नहीं। इसलिए इस दुनिया में हम जैसे लोगों की जरूरत पड़ती है।
Oh, right. Yeah, that's why we have the abuse that goes on all over the place.
अगर वो सामने आ जाता तो आज उसकी फैमिली ये सिचुएशन में नहीं होती, लेकिन ऐसा नहीं किया।
Oh, that's bull.
उसके लिए ये धर्म युद्ध है। इसमें या तो वो पूरी तरह से हारेगा या पूरी तरह से जीतेगा, समझौता नहीं करेगा।
So how does this movie come into play here? It's going to come into play here.
हर केस में हमारा एक ही लक्ष्य होता है मेरा, कि इंसाफ हो।
Oh, justice. He got justice. The kid got justice.
The video was destroyed, so it's not like it would ruin his daughter's reputation more? I don't know.
इस हादसे के बाद विजय सलगांवकर और उनका परिवार एक बार फिर से शक के घेरे में आ चुका है। अब देखना यह है कि कंट्रोवर्शियल केस आगे क्या मोड़ लेता है।
Yeah, and through all of that questioning, they should have had a lawyer present the whole time. So illegally beating up the family, I mean, if the lawyer was present and with them, unless they were in full custody, I don't know. Just
Yeah,
seems
it seems
super sus.
Yeah.
मैं कुत्ता तो नहीं, लेकिन आज दिन मेरा है।
Okay, just wait till tomorrow, buddy.
सर, आपसे मिलने कोई आए हैं। कह रहे हैं कि विजय सालगांवकर के बारे में आपसे कुछ अर्जेंट बात करना चाहते हैं।
Yeah, I'm not sure. That uncle that was watching the news, like, what is his story?
Yeah, he's some sort of.
From Dubai? He was living in Dubai?
मेरी पहली मुलाकात उससे 2016 में हुई थी। मैं इस केस के बारे में थोड़ा बहुत जानता था, लेकिन मैं उसको पहचान नहीं पाया। उसने मुझे 10 लाख रुपए दिए एडवांस के तौर पे और कहा कि फिल्म को वही प्रोड्यूस करेगा, लेकिन उसकी एक शर्त थी।
ऐसी शर्त?
उसकी शर्त ये थी कि हम लोग फिल्म बनाना तब तक शुरू नहीं करेंगे।
So it's all going to come out, and they don't want it to come out.
दरअसल वो चाहता था कि स्क्रिप्ट की एक एक चीज पूरी तरह से लॉजिकल हो और वेल रिसर्च्ड।
Yep.
ये कहानी पॉन्डेलम में शुरू होती है। राम नाम का एक मिडिल क्लास आदमी अपने बेटे यतिन से बेहद प्यार करता है। एक रात यतिन अपने दोस्तों के साथ पार्टी कर
Okay.
शराब के नशे में धुत एक लड़का उसकी दोस्त से बदतमीजी करने लगता है। वो लड़का कोई आम लड़का नहीं था, एक बहुत बड़े बिल्डर का बेटा था। गुस्से में वो लड़का अपनी बेइज्जती का बदला लेने के लिए यतिन का पीछा करता है और गलती से यतिन के हाथों उस लड़के का खून हो जाता है। हम जानता था कि वो लड़का एक जाने माने बिल्डर का बेटा है। उस वक्त उस बिल्डर की नई बिल्डिंग अंडर कंस्ट्रक्शन थी।
Yep, it's very similar narrative.
Yeah.
और राम अपने बेटे को बचाने की खातिर सारा का सारा इल्जाम अपने सर के ऊपर ले लेता है।
तो स्क्रिप्ट अगर तैयार है तो फिल्म बनी क्यों नहीं अब तक?
तो उसने उस कहानी को ऑलरेडी एक किताब के तौर पे पब्लिश करवा दिया था।
ये नॉवेल अवेलेबल है मार्केट में?
नहीं, इसकी ज्यादा कॉपीज तो प्रिंट नहीं हुई।
Is the book available or not?
It is.
आप बोल रहे थे कि आप फिल्म की एंडिंग से खुश नहीं थे।
जी, इसीलिए हम लोगों ने नई एंडिंग के लिए नए आइडियाज पे काम करना शुरू कर दिया था।
I'm so confused. Like,
this
I
is-
get that he's making the book and
एक
like,
प्रॉब्लम है।
but
क्या हुआ क्या?
Oh.
योर ऑनर, ये बयान पुलिस ने मेरे क्लाइंट को टॉर्चर करके उनसे जबरदस्ती लिया है।
क्या ये सच है?
Yeah, Your Honor.
yeah.
चाहे कुछ भी कह ले महेश, अब बचेगा नहीं।
No, Mira.
It's not.
I fear this is the beginning of something.
Yep.
So because he made enough of the fake details about it that he
Your Honor,
got
ये पूरा
almost
केस
everything
बन रहा है,
wrong.
जिसकी कहानी पुलिस ने चुराई है दृश्यम नाम के इस नॉवेल से।
Oh, bapre.
विजय के नाम
Yes.
पर बयान को इन्होंने कोर्ट में
Okay.
सबमिट किया है। उसका एक एक शब्द इस नॉवेल से लिया गया।
Oh, okay. It all comes together.
स्क्रिप्ट खत्म होने के बाद विजय मेरे पास आया था।
मुराद साहब, एंडिंग में एक प्रॉब्लम है।
क्या?
पिक्चर को हिट होना है तो उसका जीतना बहुत जरूरी है। ये कहानी पॉन्टिलम की है ना? तो अगर वहां की पुलिस को बाकी में ऐसी कोई लाश मिल जाए तो आगे की कार्रवाई क्या होगी?
पुलिस में मेरी अच्छी खासी जान पहचान है। उसने जो भी जानकारी मुझसे मांगी मैंने पुलिस से लाकर उसको दे दी।
He gave out the work. Like he was micromanaging his research.
कुछ ज्यादा इत्तेफाक है इनके इस केस में। समीर देशमुख की डेड बॉडी जो इन्हें इतने सालों से कहीं नहीं मिली, वो ठीक इस नॉवेल की तरह इन्हें अपने ही पुलिस स्टेशन में मिलती है।
Like what you said earlier is try to put the blame on somebody else.
सालों बाद जब पुलिस को उसकी लाश मिलती है तो वो उसे छुपा देते हैं और फिर Your Honor,
डिफेंस ने एक अच्छी खासी
सिरा
कहानी
साहब, मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा है कि आखिर ये हो क्या रहा है। एज पर द डीएनए रिपोर्ट ये स्केलेटन समीर देशमुख का है ही नहीं।
Ah!
I don't.
Oh, like you said, someone else's body. What the
It's
hell?
someone else's body.
What the hell? Maybe he went to the graveyard first because there was a big gap in time, right?
Yeah.
So he went to the graveyard, got a new body, put it there, and swapped that body out.
हीरो अच्छी तरह से जानता था कि पुलिस कभी न कभी उस लाश को जरूर ढूंढ लेगी। वो उसी दिन से एक ऐसी बॉडी की तलाश करने लगा जिसकी उम्र, कद, काठी बिल्कुल उस लड़के की तरह हो और जिसकी मौत सर पर चोट लगने की वजह से हुई हो।
Oh.
उस फ्यूनरल में हीरो को कोई ऐसा मिला
Yeah, that's where he comes to play. The grave digger.
उस एहसानमंद ने अपने मददगार की मदद की और उसे उस लड़के का स्केलेटन दे दिया।
Wow.
अगर लाश मिल जाती है तो पुलिस सबसे पहले उसे पॉन्डलम से लेके, वो 3 घंटे की दूरी पे है एंड्रूज मेडिकल कॉलेज, लाश को वहां ले जाती है। जब सारे टेस्ट हो जाते हैं तो फिर लाश को डीएनए टेस्ट के लिए भेजा जाता है। ये सब काम दिन में होते हैं।
So sneak in, swap the body, swap the bones.
And he made friends with the guard.
Maybe.
That was his drinking buddy.
Oh, you're right. Okay. That's where his. Okay.
सिक्योरिटी गार्ड से अपनी दोस्ती बढ़ाता है।
Oh, that's why he drinks. I kind of had a feeling because he wasn't like that before.
और आखिरकार वो दिन आ ही गया जिसका उसे डर था। पुलिस को लाश मिल गई।
Oh, so he set up all these friendships years before this. Like that. Wow. He had bones under his desk for years.
Hey, if a policeman can have bones underneath his desk, why not? Why not him?
He had a. I wonder if he watered his own drinks down, or if he was drinking something else. Like.
They wouldn't have hit it that hard, would they? There it is.
Yeah. I'm surprised they wouldn't have cameras in the evidence room, though.
Yeah.
That would seem like a pretty good place to have cameras.
Yeah, but again, some places, you know, low budget, all that sort of stuff, so.
Wow.
Totally destroyed them there.
मुझे आपका आईजी से बात करनी है।
यस सर।
उन्हें मेरे चैम्बर में भेजिए। फौरन।
यस सर।
आपके क्लाइंट जा सकते हैं।
हम ऑनरेबल हाई कोर्ट ऑफ गोवा में इस केस को हमेशा के लिए खारिज करने की अर्जी देने जा रहे हैं। तब तक के लिए सारगांवकर परिवार के खिलाफ कोई भी नई कार्रवाई ना की जाए सर।
Noted.
Get it dropped for good. I wonder what their punishment would be for confession under duress.
Well, particularly.
And maybe that was part of his plan to have all that happen so he could give the fake confession.
Fact that he wrote the whole script in advance.
Yep, he knew exactly what they're going to do. Everything. Like, that is next level. Oh, is he gonna like... Oh, this meeting between the two of them is gonna be so tense.
Yeah.
इसमें या तो वो पूरी तरह से हारेगा या पूरी तरह से जीतेगा समझौता नहीं करेगा
It'd be great if he didn't even make eye contact. He's just like, not even gonna give you... Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Oh, he didn't even look.
Shame.
Yeah.
He's like, and I'm about to go and get reamed by the court.
आप एक बुक की कहानी को केस बनाकर करना क्या चाहते थे?
कौन यकीन करेगा कि एक मामूली सा केबल ऑपरेटर ये सब प्लान कर सकता है
Again, there's that arrogance.
Yep.
और इस हार की पूरी जिम्मेदारी मैं लेता हूँ
Well off the record, अलावत। Unsolved cases हमारे सिस्टम में कोई नई बात नहीं है।
And again, she wanted more, and you know.
Well, the thing is because they start... I think their downfall is when they start operating outside of the law.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Is with the forced confessions, and that's always their downfall, is whenever they start beating confessions, and then...
It's like they expect, you know, things to come about. And he was so honest with both of them, you know, in that one indie meeting.
हीरो चाहे कितनी भी सफाई दे
He didn't have to be.
दे जिंदगी भर उस लड़के के पापा के सामने नजर नहीं उठा पाए
Yeah. And they brought it on worse for themselves, I think, than anything else, because
आखिर हिस्सा बाकी है
he's going to give them
Ashes or something, right? Maybe?
he stripped them enough, probably there's that.
They find the urn. Yeah.
Leave us alone here.
मेरे परिवार को अकेला छोड़ दीजिए We got the closure we needed, Mira. It's done.
She doesn't think so.
She can't. I don't think she can. She's on this mission.
Vengeance.
Yeah.
हम उस पे नजर रख रहे हैं मगर सच तो ये है कि वो हमें देख रहा था हर वक्त
The man that goes to any lengths for his family. He didn't stop thinking about it once. While his family was all comfortable and they were on those family vacations, nope, he was still thinking about it. Yep, see? They're taking a nice little stroll. For them, it was a nice stroll, but for him, it was
He's
reconnaissance.
always reconnaissance and working in the background. He's like having a government spy in your family.
Yeah.
किसी को कुछ लौटाना था
चले
And by all means, folks, move.
Yeah. Move to another location. Now that the body's gone, he doesn't have to watch it anymore. Okay, so that was a really good continuation of the first movie.
I mean, the sheer fact that we knew that somehow or another was going to be a continuation, I was kind of like a little resistive to it because I'm like going, I don't want to rehash this story. We're going to see the same bad cops and other things going on and everything. And we saw that. But at the same time, I think it was very well done. Again, good twists. Good twists. I like them. Yeah.
Really good twist. I didn't know like how they were going to do this because it seemed like it was over.
Yeah.
It seemed like it was over. Now, of course, that they had loose ends, like the body being on their police station.
Yeah.
And how are they going to get that to be dug up? So they came out with a clever way of having this guy's story like intertwine. And I wish they would have told us if he got the money or not. I hope that he got the money, and then he was able to take his son, put him into school, and they live a nice life because you know he was an innocent bystander through all this.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they came up with a clever way to get the body discovered, which I thought was really good.
I love the fact that he got the police to dig it up for him.
Then this whole writing the book, and he mentioned it, and we're like, is he telling his own story? Why would he be telling a story?
Right.
But of course, because then he gets to write his own ending and do all the
Exactly.
research, getting this guy to do the research. It was very clever, very clever.
And the fact then that it is published so that it's like, you could say, yeah, the police are just using my book to nail me on. You
Yeah.
know? They're using this blueprint that they found on the internet.
Yeah.
You know, that sort of thing. It's pretty clever for sure. Yeah.
So how many pani puri would you rate it?
I'm gonna give it, I gave the first one a 9. I'm gonna give this one a 9 too. So yeah, it was a good continuation, sucked me into the story again, even though there were times that I'm just like,
You were very upset. There were some times you were very upset with where this story was going.
Well, and again, it really bothers me when I see groups of people portrayed in certain ways, and particularly for the women and the maleness and all of that comes into play. I am a feminist. I believe that women can be just as strong and everything. And I find it interesting in this movie that, you know, you had this very strong female official in the police, and she was very strong and everything, and then yet you have they play these other women as very meek, okay, and unable to fend for themselves or be strong or stand up and know what's right and wrong, just bumbling in a way.
And I don't know if it was their intention,
Right.
but the strong woman always lost.
Yeah, well, because
So
she,
I don't know if that was this. I don't know. I don't think there's anything to read into that.
Yeah,
but yeah, and I agree, but
yeah,
I don't know. You could
but
make
I
a lot
also
of.
get how, you know, that PTSD, man, can take someone who's very strong and reduce them down to, you know, I can't deal. I get that.
Not everyone knows how they're going to deal with a situation until they're presented with it.
Yes.
I mean, she was there. Okay, we could be like, oh well, look how Vijay is taking this so well and so easily. He wasn't actually there when the kid died.
Exactly.
He didn't know how intense that situation was.
Right.
He wasn't the one holding the murder weapon in the end,
and
which
again,
the girl was.
Right. And again, also, men do not necessarily have a full appreciation of how women can feel preyed upon or manipulated. Yeah. Men just, I think that's one of our biggest lessons that we can learn as men.
Because the reputation, right?
Absolutely.
Because women have this thing in any culture, whether it's India, here, anywhere, women, if they have a reputation, like if a guy says, oh, I slept with like 100 girls, like people will look at that and be like, wow, that's
stud, what a stud.
Yeah,
you know.
but then if a woman says that, I mean, it's a very different thing. So I agree with what you're saying because women, they do. And so when Anju had that film of her on his video, that would mean a very different thing than if a guy was on video like that.
Exactly.
You know? So yes, you have a point.
Yeah.
And how it would make them feel in that situation. I can easily see how this film has been remade in so many different languages and cinema industries all over the world because it is so clever. It's cleverly written, and the twist, and I think these twists can work pretty much in any culture.
Yes.
And so I think that's why it's a really good remake of at the industry.
And how many do you give it?
Oh, yes. I'm going to give it a 9 because sequels very rarely captivate me as much as this one had because it's always like, oh, they're just going to do the same twist. This was a very different twist. I was expecting...
He was going to jail.
Yeah, and in here I was expecting... So I did sort of expect that the body wasn't going to match the DNA. And then I thought it was going to be that just randomly, maybe he helped someone else bury a body.
Right.
And that he buried the real body somewhere else. I don't know.
Right.
But I was expecting something very much the same of the first movie. But this was its own very unique twist, which I thought was great. They brought back, how do you say, Gaetonde, the bad cop.
Yeah.
And they brought him back, which was like sleazy. But they did so much character development of that bad cop in the first movie.
True.
I think bringing him back immediately, his face just brings so much to test immediately that they didn't have to establish how awful he was. Because right when they showed his face, it was just like, oh, we know.
We know that dude.
We got your number and we know how awful you are. You don't have to tell us.
Yeah.
So I think that was a good method to save some time instead of making a new dirty
And it
cop.
also reinforced the elements you said is where they were going outside the box of what's normal, what's legal, and so forth.
Yeah.
And they brought him back. They brought her back, Mira. They brought her back, and even though she's no longer officially a law enforcement officer, somehow or another she still controls the room. Is doing things that ordering other policemen around, like she's still in charge. And
one of the big themes. I mean, obviously the biggest theme, and they say it's even the title of the movie, Drishyam, is like visuals,
Perspective.
and perspective
Yes.
and that sort of stuff,
Yes.
right? But I keep seeing this theme that we notice that they keep putting him down for his literacy.
Yes.
And here again, they're just like, oh yeah, like I'm a chess player. I'm gonna stare at a chessboard until I know all of the moves.
And I'm gonna play a game with myself. And
he shows that arrogance
Yes.
time and time again, like showing up at their house when he wasn't there, playing games. Like he was playing games as if he was he was ignorant.
Right.
So I think this is a theme across both movies, that your arrogance can be your own downfall.
Yes.
Because I think if they kept things closer to themselves, like if they didn't play games with him and the family, and the whole like forced confession too. I mean, if they would have played it by the book and did things properly instead of like playing all these games, I feel like they might have had a different outcome.
Well, and again, buying the land next to him and having those two undercover police officers by her order, I'm like, wow, that's total conspiracy stuff, which again, I would have brought that up in court. It's like...
Well, yeah, but you don't know the law. Like, that's one thing that we don't know the law in India.
True.
So that might be legal. Because I could say maybe that's legal, is to set up a sting operation sort of thing.
Yeah, but it's a multi-year sting on someone that's already gone on.
Talk about playing the long game.
Yeah,
They were living
7
next
years.
to him well, we don't know if they bought it. We don't know when they bought it, but definitely they bought it long enough that they have a history. So that is a long time to be stationed there. But anyway, I loved it. It was a fun movie. It was great. I thought the editing was really good.
Acting really good.
Amazing.
The daughters were just, again, they have very small parts, but when they're on, when it's focused on them, doing awesome.
Yeah.
Doing awesome. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, you guys let us know what you thought in the comments. What rating would you give it? Did you see the twists coming? I mean, Miguel, low-key, pretty much got everything in the beginning. He's like, oh, it's a different body. I mean, I forgot some of the others that you said. But like...
I kept asking, what about the movie? What about the movie? And the movie and the book were tied together. Because I was like, you just don't throw that stuff out there and then not bring it up at the end. And sure enough, that was the twisting end. Yeah.
See, and that's what makes editing really good, is because everything, and we mentioned this in multiple movies, is that everything that the camera focuses on, everything that's a scene or a dialogue has a purpose in these sort of movies. It's not like, oh, wouldn't it be a fun idea to just have these two talking to each other? No. It has a point to the story, and that's very interesting. And to see where that is going to be called back in the future. Like, it's foreshadowing. Loved it. And guys, if you haven't already, please consider hitting the subscribe button. And if you like this video, you want to see more videos like these, hit the bell icon, turn on all notifications, और लाइक बटन पर तप्पर मारो।